Hey everybody, welcome to Pixeljunk Monsters 2. Get that on screen. I can't believe I have a huge message on screen saying the stream is starting soon. And the schedule is, you know, that I start at 6 o'clock, like literally every stream, and people have complete mental breakdowns because the stream is started, but it says it's starting soon, and oh no. Oh no, guys. Oh no. We're all gonna die. Anyway, we're all dead now, so let's play a video game. This is Pixeljunk Monsters 2. It's kind of an unexpected sequel to Pixeljunk Monsters 1, which is, in my opinion, one of the... Mediacom! Son of a bitch, Mediacom. I just started Mediacom. You can't do this. Alright, I lowered the bitrate. Mediacom, are you happy now? Alright. I think I've appeased the Mediacom gods by sacrificing half of my bitrate. I pay $80 a month for this absolute garbage. They are the only... there's no competition. I literally can't use anyone but them. It's great. I love it! Anyway. I think I fixed it. This is a tower defense game, and it's got its ups and downs. I already beat the game, so I'm going to be sort of doing like half review, half, you know, let's play kind of thing. Let's get this rainbow that I missed here. Okay, somebody banned that. Oh, there's no mods in chat. Hazy, you are now a moderator. Please abuse your privilege to the maximum. So yeah, what this game is, it's kind of a 3D, not remake, like it's got new levels, but some of the levels are obviously from the original game. That's right, Parker. And the biggest change is that the game is 3D, not only in graphics, which gives this really cool but incredibly impractical first-person mode. Well, not really first-person, but you know, whatever. It's like beautiful, but like it is impossible to play this game like this. And one thing you'll notice is there's no way to see the whole screen at once, which for a tower defense game is kind of a problem. I would say maybe not exactly the biggest problem in the game, but I really do think there should be just a mode that lets you zoom all the way out. And the problem is you can kind of pan the camera around, but it's still not enough. You can see maybe a fourth of the game just by panning around. It's kind of... I don't know why they decided to do that. Most of the flaws in the game, honestly, are mostly tied to the 3D-ness. And just... I don't think it being a 3D game necessarily caused these problems. Well, it did cause these, but I don't think the problems... They're kind of self-inflicted, in my opinion. One thing you'll notice is that the coins bounce around like... well, they didn't really that time, but they kind of bounce around like one of those Coinstar machines or whatever those are. Whatever those things, you know, the shuffling coins things. And it's very often you'll have stuff just fall off. Oh wait, there's this flying enemy. I need to go address that really quickly. Talking while playing video games kills. Yeah, the coins will bounce around and you'll kind of lose them because of that. In the original, they just kind of landed in place. The original is a 2D plane, and it looked really good. And Parker wants to eat the flying things. Parker, honey, you are not helping. Yeah, we're pretty much zero tolerance on stupidity in the chat, frankly. So do not be dumb. #1 chat rule. Unspoken rule, but maybe it should be spoken. But yeah, so it's a fairly standard... let's start with an overview before I contradict too much of the 3D. It's a fairly standard game, you know, tower defense sort of thing. It's got ground enemies, it's got flying enemies. One of the neat things about the game is that you upgrade towers by sitting on them, and it gives kind of a strategic which ones you want to upgrade. Instead of, you know, spending your money on stuff, you spend time on things. There's money too. Money buys you towers, and experience or like waiting on a tower upgrades them. So with a large amount of money, you can spread towers really fast, but they might all be really weak towers. Parker is extremely enthralled in this game, and he's really not helping. He's sitting here covering my health screen. Hey, Sam. Honey, would you please sit over here? Can you hear his claws on my table? And it's one of the things that works really well in co-op, because with co-op, you can have two people on other sides of the map and like address things faster or upgrade 2 towers. And see, there's an example of coins just falling into the abyss because of the physics. And a lot of the flaws really do seem self-inflicted because of the 3D thing. Like, it's really neat, and I will say they did the art style absolutely fantastically in 3D. It's got this kind of claymated look, and it just works really well. And even at every angle, like, you'd think it would be like pre-baked and pretty fake. I'm not doing myself any favors. What I really need to do is have an anti-air thing. Oh, that's bad. I have doomed myself. I'm going to need to go and cut over here. Hopefully those will kill some of that. Yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful, but the gameplay should have been close to 2D. Like, it's obvious why the game plays the way it does because of the 3D. I have hair on my tongue thanks to Parker. Ugh. It's obvious why the things play like they do, but it's totally possible to make 2D gameplay with 3D graphics. Plenty of games do that, and I think that would have really helped here. There are a few levels where the 3D is actually used in like as a gameplay mechanic, and it's actually kind of fun. But most of the time, it's just coins bounce around all over, and you lose them because of that. And it just introduces unnecessary, unfortunate luck to the game. And then you get stuck on things like this. There's 3D stuff. I didn't get stuck that time, but you'll get stuck on little hills, and you can jump to get around it. But yeah, it's more frustrating than it should be. I mean, you shouldn't really need a jump. There are some nice things as like upgraded things. So one of the things is that you can buy towers. You don't have to rush back to your base to buy upgraded towers anymore. But a kind of downside is that for some reason they changed it from a system where you unlock a tower and then you with gems. Like there's 2 currencies. There's coins, which everything drops, and then gems, which are rarer. Gems either unlock towers or upgrade towers. So gems are pretty rare. I just got one right there. Excuse me. And one of the strange things is that you used to pay a gem cost and upgrade a tower or unlock a tower, and then you could buy infinite of that tower with coins instead of gems. And you know, each one still costed things. You didn't get them for free. But oddly enough, now you have to pay gems every time you buy a tower. So I guess that's kind of maybe a balance thing intentionally, because it makes the powerful towers. You used to just rush to unlock the powerful towers and just spam the absolute crap out of them. And now you kind of got to be really specific, because you only maybe get 2 or 3 really hot, powerful towers. And it hasn't been a major issue. Like, I haven't found myself losing because of that distinction between the earlier game. But I'm not entirely sure if I consider it enjoyable. The supporting you on Patreon get us closer to Parker Cam. I can't believe I made Parker Cam. It is a goal on Patreon. I've mentioned it quite a few times, but yes, Parker Cam is the $200 goal on Patreon. So yeah, I'll get a little webcam thing and focus it on Parker for some streams. I doubt it will be like a permanent feature, but I will do it for quite a few streams after. Once I can figure out how to set it up. And so yeah, the 3D thing really is the major issue with the game. Like, if I could just take only one thing, I think I would just give me the ability to see everything at once. Usually you're kind of working in a more narrow area like this, but I kind of just, with the combination of not seeing the map and the difficulty, I'm gonna die. I've been dicking around talking, and I have not upgraded my towers like I should have. Another odd change is that towers no longer tell you what they upgrade. Every level for a tower is a different upgrade. Like, the arrow towers usually upgrade range first. Honey, I can't see. Honey. There you go. These towers generally upgrade range, but they all have the same icon now. So you can't tell what a level is. You just have to remember. Fortunately, I remember pretty much everything from the first game, but there's still some lesser used towers that I don't remember which upgrade level is which. And it's not like our arrow towers always upgrade range. It's range until the last level, and then it's attack. And sometimes it'll be like something like range, power. It's like, it's impossible to just know all of that intuitively. So I have no idea why that change was made. It kind of just seems like an accident, honestly. Yep, these are some large lads. I do think the game's balance is pretty good overall. It's a pretty hard game to, if you want to get a perfect, you have to be very, very particular. You got to be perfect, you know? But just to beat the levels is generally not too extreme. So if you're going to play, I definitely recommend not going for perfects on your first playthrough every time. Because I played this game 100% like 3 times. I got it on PS3, PSP, and Vita. And I 100%ed almost all of those, basically. And I still have trouble getting perfects on first times on these levels. And it's really not a goal you should go for, even though my dumb ass did. Kind of. After a few failed attempts, I was like, oh wait, this isn't practical. Yeah, they say ow if you get the critical hit. Or not a critical hit, but like, they say ow when hit by the tower that does the most damage to them. So like the bats take the most damage from arrows. And so do spiders. Cannons are the best on the little potatoes. And the golems. Flappy fellows indeed. Hey Grayson. You're a fluffy man. Yes. I have no idea why the first person view exists. It's just to show off the graphics, but they kind of look more like acorns than potatoes, which destroys my headcanon. I hate their little arms. They have like muscles. I don't like that. Okay, let's zoom out. I don't like how those guys look up close now. I never actually looked at them like that before. Potatoes and tight fishnet. Oh no, you're making it worse. They look like acorns. Yes, I know. Should I make... Yeah. Oh, I just realized I unlocked the Thunder Tower and I haven't been using it. I wonder if you're still limited to 1 Thunder Tower or not. I wonder how many gems does that cost? I'm gonna build a completely experimental type of tower that I've never used before, and this is probably gonna go very well. Lightning. Oh, it has a range? Interesting. Where would be... This would be a good spot for it, right? Maybe, hopefully. So those AA towers, I really like them. They upgrade super well. Like level 1 is like garbage, but max level is... It'll stop like a crazy amount of stuff. Oh, I should have built more out here. See, this is sort of the problem that I run into with this game. I tend to really neglect farther out towers. I tend to just build in a small area because it's really hard to keep up otherwise. Because you gotta move so far. But it's fine. I got enough money to build quite a few towers. Actually, that might not be enough. This could be bad. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot. Also, one of the things, I don't know if this is really because of like the 3... I don't think so, but like, oh, we're doomed. Yeah, we're gonna lose some duders. Whatever. What was I trying to say? When you build a thing, it kind of erases the trees around it. And they didn't used to do that, so you used to be able to build a lot in a lot tighter area. So the game kind of both forces you to build in wider areas, but also makes it harder to do so. And it doesn't really feel like a strategic change. It just feels like, a look at our fancy graphics kind of thing. Which, while this game is absolutely beautiful, it's a tower defense game, and it's kind of an odd thing to be like, let's look at the graphics. What is that painted shell rock thing? Do you mean me? Like, that's my kind of... Tiki Man just kind of has a shell thing on him. See, the lightning tower hits every enemy, but somebody has to go into its like activation range. So like it doesn't have infinite range, it just hits everything. I assume the level ups increase the damage. Like again, it doesn't tell you what they do, which I don't remember everything. Even I played this game so many times and I don't remember all of the upgrades, and now I can't even tell what they are. Let me see if they've upgraded this, updated this game since latest version. Does not have any updates yet, so maybe Maybe they'll do some changes. I haven't followed development super closely. This is published by Spike Chunsoft, by the way, which was a surprise. They do a bunch of like visual novels and stuff, and they've been doing more non-VN stuff. I first heard of them because of Danganronpa, or no? Did they do? I don't remember. Oh, we got some heavy. Oh, we got the final boss. Crap. That means if I had prevented leaking those stupid bat things, we probably would have got a perfect. But yeah, kind of surprised publisher. Q Games does the Pixeljunk series, and really glad to see the Pixeljunk games kind of happening again. I definitely think some improvements could be made here. I think my major, my real thing would just be when coins land, they should not bounce. They should just stay there. Tiki Man should get over obstacles without really having to jump in a lot more cases. Like, he should just be able to go around. Like, it's silly to need to jump. That's a more minor issue, but it kind of just makes the game a little bit frustrating for no real strategic reason. It's just an annoyance. And probably most importantly, I really think there should be like a camera mode that zooms all the way out or almost all the way out. It's also kind of funny. They made it so that you don't have to go back to base to buy upgraded towers, but then they added a new mechanic where you buy these fruits and you have to go to a specific spot on the map to do that. And you pay for them with gems, which are very rare, so I basically never use that mechanic. It's kind of an interesting thing, because you can kind of leave the fruits as like traps. They're kind of a replacement for the mines in the first game, but I don't find them a particularly valid replacement. I would much rather have the old mines back, honestly. So, while the graphics are really great, the new levels work pretty well. There's even a couple levels that honestly use the 3D pretty acceptably. I'll show one of the later ones and once we beat this thing, I guess. But most of the changes just don't feel needed, other than the new maps are cool. I don't think there are any new towers, actually. The one thing that's very welcome is not having to go back to the hut to buy upgrades. That was silly. And what else is there? I'm kind of neutral on the thing where they made it so that you don't unlock a tower, you just pay gems to use it. It kind of makes you focus less on the fancy towers, but at the same time, that kind of relies to just me. It makes me just rely on the base towers a lot more often, which I don't know. Is that more or less interesting than spamming, you know, a more interesting but more specialized, like, powerful tower? I don't know. Also, the erasing trees to make the thing, that just seems silly. Parker is going to eat the boss. He's going to eat it. He's very excited about this. I don't know what it is. I don't know why certain games work him up more than others. Because, like, this doesn't seem like it has more motion. I guess because there's more tiny little things. He thinks they look delicious. Like bugs. He loves eating bugs, by the way. I don't know why. You would think... I guess they just move around a lot, and he just likes things that move. You're obscuring the chat, honey. Parker. No, you can't. That's Tiki Man. That's our friend. You can't hurt Tiki Man, please. The funny thing is, if they made all of these changes that I just made, they're all, like, largely cosmetic, really. Or, like, just minor gameplay changes. But the current scores, I think, would be kind of invalid. Or, like, they would be, it'd be really easy to beat people's high scores just because the game would be less frustrating. Or you could see things better and, like, manage the game better. Parker. He's sitting on my mouse pad. Don't sniff the mic, please. You are a ridiculous human being. Is this one of the ones? I forget which one it is. Is there a preview? Stage info. Oh yeah, there is. I think this is the one. This one's very hard, but I want to show you. This is kind of the one that I really think does well with the 3D stuff. Hey, Katie in making. And Rosen. Would you sit, please? Would you please sit? He doesn't care. So it kind of shows you where the thing's going to go. And an interesting thing, it kind of reuses maps and like it blocks off the section of the map that are not relevant. And I guess it makes it easier to use the 3D levels so that, you know, it's easier to reuse and stuff. But it is really easy to notice. There's so many less unique levels compared to the original. Where is this gem? This is another thing with the 3D. It's so easy to lose track of stuff because it'll fall behind things. And the game kind of tries to be like, oh, hey, let's see, you can see Tiki Man's sprite here. But like, where did that gem go? There should be... a gem fell somewhere in here. I cannot find it. Oh. Oh, shit, this is bad. Also, I have no idea why that is called Hasty Fruit. Hasty Fruit is like an extremely powerful bomb. I have no idea how you're supposed to know that from the term Hasty Fruit. The fruit's effects do not really map to what they're called much. Up at the top gem, is there? I can't see. Parker is obscuring the left 1/3 of the screen. I don't see a gem icon. Oh, those are flyers. I should really be preparing faster. Tower defense is one of the genres that I do a lot worse while streaming or talking. It's hard to strategize. Okay, this is bad. Let's put that there. So this is one of the levels that has a more interesting 3D setup because I think we're about to see what these... See, this is what I mean with those coins just going everywhere. See, it has this area of stuff that you... Oh, god dang it. Sorry, I can't show you because things keep happening. But there's a bunch of enemies that are going to come over from there. Parker ate the boss. He's helping. See, you can't... The coin... I just noticed the coins, they don't have that little shadow over the trees that Tiki Man does. Which is... That's very strange. I don't know why... I don't know why they would deliberately exclude it like that. Okay, so that should just barely have us covered. I feel like I make a lot more just barely, like, close calls on this compared to the first one. I think this is harder, for better or worse, than the first. Oh, see... The area of effect that it erases the trees is really excessive sometimes. And it's really hard to know which trees are going to go. I really don't like that mechanic. And it really just feels like they did that so it, you know, it keeps them from clipping because it's 3D and we want the graphics to look good. But like there's already clipping. Like, look at me. I'm inside the thing. Just let me do things. Okay, this is bad. So these guys float in on balloons and so the cannon towers can't get them. So what I was supposed to do was rush over... Oh, I don't have any money. I was supposed to build some towers on those things, but... See, I have to talk for the stream, and then it just completely destroys all my strategy. Oh, right, no money. This is going to be bad. Eat this. Bommy fruit. The area of effect for fruits, like, does not make any sense. You can do that to make sure it works, but other than that... Also, this is one of those games where you have interest, so at the end of the wave, if you have money, it gives you 5%, I think, of the amount that you got. Also, you used to be able to upgrade interest, and I'm actually glad they took that feature out, because you upgraded interest with gems, and it gave you this real, like, catch-22 situation of, oh no, do I upgrade the gems, or do I upgrade the interest, or do I upgrade towers? And I really never liked making that decision, and so they just removed that decision. I think that was good, actually. Yes, this is tricky difficulty, so it is even harder than the first. Plus, this is the second to last stage in the game, so it's going to be hard. Oh, there's a bomby fruit you saw. Oh, yeah. There's fruits, too. Yeah, this... I'm not surprised if you got confused if you haven't played the game before. But yeah, the gems all look like the little ruby, or not, the emerald on the left there. Also, the area of effect cones are weird. It's neat because you can knock enemies into the pool for a one-hit kill, but it also means that you lose out on their money, which happens a lot more in this version due to the physics than it did in the first one. It did happen in areas with water in the first game. Come to think of it, did I ever do videos on the first? I don't think I did. This is a game I really love, but have not done many videos on. Can't hear the sound? Oh, hold up. That's weird. Oh, that was really quiet. Is that better? Why was that? Huh. Stupid bug. Should have mentioned something earlier. Is that better? Yeah, this guy's really good calming music. Maybe not really good, but it's good for the mindset. Also, you can do little melee attacks now, which you couldn't do in the first thing. But generally not very effective. Barely hear it now. That's weird. I don't know what is up with my settings. Usually... Huh. Because I had it set just fine for Yumi and Nikki. I don't know if I changed something. But it should be fairly loud now. I see the little bars. I should remember to check my levels before I start streaming. But it used to be set up so that in OBS, what I heard, like, if I lowered my volume on my PC, it lowered it in OBS. So, like, I could be like, okay, if it sounds like this level, people will hear it reasonably. And it doesn't do that anymore. Which, for better or worse, means I can do things like crank it up to hear it better on my end and, like, keep it at a reasonable volume for you, but I preferred it the other way. I don't know why it's like that. I didn't change anything either, so they must have changed their with an update or something. Yeah, the music's kind of a nice, chill kind of vibe. Uh-oh. So, the big bumblebees, everything has a weakness, of course, and the big bumblebees you want a laser for. I think this is where I built the laser before. So the more powerful towers, they tend to be slower to build, so it's harder to spam them. I think everything requires the same amount of experience, so to speak. The game's also kind of harder to read at a glance. Rest in peace, Gem. Due to the 3D-ness. And because there's stuff like this, like, area here that's just straight up behind things, which would not really tend to be a thing in the 2D version, or the original 2D game. But, not the biggest deal, I guess. It just kind of shows that not everything can take a switch from 2D to 3D and be completely unharmed. In my opinion, the N64 showed that pretty brutally. Go from Donkey Kong Country 2 to DK64. It's like going from, like, a well-baked Italian pizza to, like, a pan of bacon grease thrown directly in your face. I'm sorry, I hate Donkey Kong 64. I liked my N64, but it was also the console that kind of taught me that games aren't always good. Like, before, like, Donkey Kong 64 and stuff, like, I would play even stuff like Bubsy. I had Bubsy on SNES, and it didn't really occur to me that something was wrong with the game. I was just like, oh, this game's pretty hard, but, you know, I'm not very good at this, but, you know, video games. And it didn't really occur to me that it just wasn't as well made as Yoshi's Island and stuff. I mean, I didn't like it as much as Yoshi's Island. Like, I wasn't a complete moron, but it just didn't occur to me that not all games are, like, just, you know, they're not commodities. Also, a funny thing is, enemies have certain resistances, like these red guys are resistant to fire. Since it's harder to spam, like, special towers now, I don't tend to really have much problem with those, because I don't tend to over-rely on fire towers. One would be really good to have up here, actually, but they're just not a great idea to have. feel like I should have like twice as many towers as I do. But I don't have any money to build things. Uh-oh. Where does this go? Also, there's weird things like little environmental traps. Like you can roll that boulder to crush stuff, but I don't know where that boulder would go. They're kind of hard to use because of that. Shit. Yeah, we're gonna leak. That's fine. Give me that gem. See, there was no way to tell exactly where that gem was. Yeah, I'm supposed to have a lot more arrow towers over on that left area, but I don't have any money. I don't know where I went wrong with the money management. I probably shouldn't be playing the super hard levels. But I do think this is an interesting use of the 3D space, at least. But at the same time, I'm not really sure it needed it. It's like, you kind of have to platform on the things. And it's not terrible, but I don't know if it's really necessary. Also, it feels weird how much map space is dedicated to nothing. Because, like, these are basically routes from other levels. Like, every world is basically the same map, but, like, you view it from a different perspective, and the pathways are different. So it just ends up with a lot of croofed. It doesn't need to see through. Yeah, I really don't know why. Some of the problems in the game, it really feels like a patch could simply address things like reduce the bouncing for the coins. That should be a pretty obvious one. Put the shadow on the coins. That one seems really strange. That doesn't seem intentional at all. And some camera options would be nice. Also, the thing where there's no camera. My access camera. Yeah, it's just the thing. You can't adjust the camera. Also, an odd thing is this the kind of drum sound that you hear when he's upgrading a tower. That completely drowns out the music if you leave on the music on the highest. Or the sound effects on the highest. Let me just show you. You can already hear it though. Yes. See, as long as you're upgrading a tower, which is going to be like over 50% of the time, you basically can't hear the music. I don't know why it's like that, because it's so loud. Okay, let's turn that back down. Oops, come on. Also the tower thing. The upgrade thing. That seems like an oversight. Like everything is just like upgrade. But upgrade what? They even had little icons made for for the first game. It's just strange. Rip. Wait, did I not lower it? Oh, it's one of those games that begs if you want to confirm the things. Unless it's like an earth-shattering change, I don't know why you need to be that picky. Also, I love how the range selector kind of doesn't know what to do with the 3D shapes sometimes. Also, one of the tips tells you that if you build a tower high up, it will have better range. That is basically a complete lie, and I have no idea why that's a loading screen tip. Yeah. The one thing with range that the game does kind of fix, in the 2D original game, just due to the way things kind of worked, tower ranges were kind of farther on the bottom than they were on the top, because like it was a messed up circle, and like it's kind of a more proper circle. It's hard to describe, but just these towers, these cannon towers, pretty much always had to be at the top of a path in order to work. That's kind of no longer the case. Alright, so these guys have shields against conventional weapons. These guys need fire to do extra damage too, but I don't have fire weapons. I probably should make one, but I don't have enough money, so I won't. Anyway. Let me just upgrade that. It was probably a dumb thing to spend gems on, but I don't have any money. So. What was that like dog noise I just heard? Hey, Anson. In maps like this, it tends to be a good idea to build lots of arrow towers first, so you can knock off those balloons. It's the balloon hands. So I really should have cannons for these guys, but I'm just gonna have to hope that my arrows kill them. It might be okay. They're pretty slow. Maru! Mew! Hello? Can I, like... No, I think this goes down. Wait, where's he going? Where you going? Where you going, buddy? Just gonna have to hope that's enough. Oh, wait, we already lost one. I don't even remember when that... Oh, yeah. Whatever. Also, it's kind of frustrating. You can't get from here. Oh. Got a fruit. Also, they changed something from the original game. The original, completely random trees would have money and gems in them. And I think those are preset now. So if you learn where everything is in each stage, there'll be less randomness. It was kind of, like, I understand kind of why. But it introduced a bit too much randomness into a genre that's supposed to be, you know, pure strategy to me. But then this coin situation kind of adds more randomness than was removed. I'm playing a lot of God of War. Well, maybe not a lot, but I've had a lot of time. I just started yesterday. It's fantastic, and I'm not far at all. I just met the dwarf guy that lets you upgrade your stuff. I can see they're definitely taking notes from the Horizon Zero Dawn team, which is good. Love that game too. I don't know if you'd see God of War streams. Maybe after I beat it and I do a replay or something. But that's the kind of game I want to just enjoy on my own for the most part. At least for a first playthrough. Second playthrough's different, of course, but... Plus, anytime I do any kind of major AAA game, like when it's new, there's always people just screaming spoilers in the chat. And people are just terrible. I don't know why. I love the little indicator that, like, hey, go get the gem in the water. Do not get the gem in the water. It won't be good for you. I feel woefully unprepared, but I guess I have some money. I think I'm gonna build a mortar tower here to prepare. Actually, you know what I need? I need a flame thinger. Yes. Game title is always the video title. Oh no, get the dude. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff down here. It's really hard to keep track of what's going on because of the 3D thing. I really hope they address that. Just give me a view that's like either 100% zoomed out or zoomed out enough that between the panning and moving around, I can see the whole thing within like a couple of seconds. Alright, now we get one of my personal favorites, the flamethrower tower. So flamethrower tower does constant damage over time to a pretty decent area and pretty high damage. Its one flaw is that its nozzle sticks in one place, and so when things just kind of walk past it, Parker, you can't really do things. What are you doing? Do not attack my curtains, please. What was that? Like spooky bat noises or something. It's always satisfying when you can KO one of those guys with a little head bonk. Parker? Yeah, just go right through my thing. Okay. Did that? I guess that hit. Those do not seem very effective, honestly. I mean, these dudes do have a lot of HP, but... Parker, would you calm down? Come here. Come here. What are you doing? Come here. Your butthead. Come Come here. Yeah. Just sit. Just sit. Bonk. My tower is doing nothing. It really hasn't had a good opportunity though. Oh great, there's fire ones. So the ones that are on fire, for some reason, are immune to fire. Until you put them out of fire, and then you can hurt them with fire. It's dumb. Yeah, see, that's the kind of damage a fire tower can do. Parker! There's this like 7-foot tall bookcase he likes to climb. I really wish. No! Do not put. No! Just trying to get on top of the drapes. That thing will not support your weight, honey. Also, trees feel a lot sparser in this game than the original. You could do a lot with. You had a lot of trees in a lot of areas, and this one just feel quite a bit sparser. Oh goodness. Yeah, again, early setup in this map really is supposed to be just spam the crap out of arrow towers. And I kinda didn't do that very well, but... Oh! See that? Now we're talking. Parker is destroying everything. Hey, Puscott. The one thing about this level, did you see the little fish jump out? I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. But since so many enemies end up in the water, you don't have a lot of money to do things with. I'm very scared by these spooky, scary Spidingtons. Let me get a... Also, ice towers no longer cost gems, which is really nice, considering you would have to do gems every time now. So ice towers, I haven't been using them as much as I should. Late game, I found ice towers very effective in the original Pixeljunk monsters, but I've been neglecting them in this game, so I should try them more. They're really quite cheap, as you'd expect for an ice tower. They slow things down. They don't do a great deal of damage, but they can really help you slow down an enemy and then make it get hit by a lot more other towers. They also put out fires on enemies, which is actually universally good, which you might not expect, but enemies on fire are immune to fire and move a lot faster. Ow. So when you get hit, all of your money, well not all your money, but a fair chunk of your money flies out. That sucks. I find myself bumping I find myself bumping into enemies a lot more in this than I did in the 2D game. My cat is hunting my yogurt. Huh. But he never seems that interested in yogurt. He usually just wants drinks. And meat, of course. He's licking his tail thoroughly now. You know, honestly, only losing 3 chibis is not too bad. Can I even get that? That was... that was extremely unwise. That's also one of those things that would have been safe to do in the 2D game. I figured it would end like that. I didn't really care. I have so many gems! Oh my goodness. I should use them. Man, what a weird level. I should have a lot more money to use on that, but... Let me make a mortar, one of my favorite towers. Really wide area, only hits the ground but does crazy damage. Yeah, Derry especially have to keep away from Parker. He pukes 3 times every time he eats dairy. I don't know why. He usually, you know, he's a cat, they puke sometimes, especially long-haired ones. He usually pukes twice, but with milk, it goes up to 3. I don't know. Milk just has a +1 puke modifier. I don't know why he likes it. Well, I guess most cats are lactose intolerant, but still want it. Also, there's these little tokens you get for doing like in-game achievements or beating levels for the first time on whatever, and you can buy customization items. Also, they have these loading screen tips, and sometimes you have to scroll to see the whole loading screen tip. I don't think I've ever had to scroll a loading screen before. Difficulty tricky is an level. Let's go. Let's go for a little bit easier one. Like I said, talking and streaming and stuff and watching the chat, plus the strategy game, wasn't really super prepared for that. Alright, let's... So this is where you can buy the things. You can be like... You can have a banana head. You can be Scarface. I don't really like most of the masks, honestly. I kind of just like the usual Tiki Man head, which is not the one he has right now. I do like the Bowser shell thing, so I'm gonna get that actually. How do I dress up? I think I'm just gonna take off my mask. Yeah, I prefer that classic Tiki face thing. Guardian's Cave's gonna be pretty tricky. Let's go for Snowfields 1. Should be fine. I don't tend to do too much customization. You can only really pick head and shell. You just pick which one. There's not too much more than that. It's still more than you could do in the original though. Also, this has online co-op, which I asked a couple times. I don't know if I know anybody that has this on PS4. So, plus I did this pretty impromptu. I was expecting to stream, what's its butt? Let me put this here. I was expecting to stream Yumi Nikki tonight, but we finished that all in one stream. So if you wanted to see Yumi Nikki Dream Diary, the new stuff, that's already all in one stream. It was a long stream, it was like 5 hours, but probably should have expected that. I didn't know how much longer it would be. Yeah, it's just kind of impromptu. I've been meaning to do a video for this, but I figured maybe it would make a better stream because, you know, it's a chill game, it's slow. I would probably run out of stuff to talk about in, like, one world. Like, my review would just be, you know... It's mostly the 3D stuff, honestly, that I have to talk about with the review. The new levels are good, for the most part. There isn't too much in terms of new enemies. I think there's a couple new variants. There's a couple new boss variants, for sure. But there's no new towers, which is a shame, because I think the expansions of the original added some new stuff. I tend to like having like a bend in the road covered by these towers, because they have a nice, really wide area, so you can kind of use most of that. Also, look at that dip. I don't think that's actually real. I think if things are kind of in the middle of that road that it looks like it doesn't cover, I think it will actually hit that. It's kind of weird. My dog is taking over my chair. It's his now. My problem with customization is I can either completely ignore it, or I will like spend forever and be super unhappy no matter what I do. So I usually just try to avoid them completely. I was pretty proud of what I made with Freedom Wars? Yeah, Freedom Wars. I enjoyed my character in that game. But, oh gosh dang it. I really don't like how it takes away the trees. Because I never know which ones to expect to leave, and I'm like, oh no, I was going to use that tree. Save the trees, game. Oh shit, that's... okay. No. I will not. I refuse. So the bats are interesting because you really want to use arrow towers for the most part. Anti-air towers, despite being anti-air, will not really do them justice unless they are pretty much max level. That's not a good place for that. So I'm gonna see how far I can get this thing level-wise. Coke in Bolivia is so good. Huh. Is that... It's probably cane sugar instead of corn syrup. That's usually what it is. That's why Mexican Coke is better. The music's just really nice and calming. It's not something like super memorable, but I think it's just really good to match the gameplay. And the original game it got a little droning, and you can it got a little in your head. I think it's better in this. There's this, like, half the maps have the same music where it's like doo 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 doo, and it just repeats that like 50 times. See, they can go outside of the range. The circle doesn't work. I don't know why it's like that. See, look at that! Look at that aiming circle. That is screwed up, and it's not really what it's like. This is another one of those issues that the 2D game did not have at all. Because I mean, it's just a circle. I mean, circles are relative, right? Parky, you could just jump on the couch. So the challenge for this level is that enemies do not drop coins, which is unpleasant and makes me not want to make too many towers. And see, with that level 4, this thing tears apart the bats. Anything lower, and they can get by pretty easy because they're speedy boys. And I like this. It's like a moon. The one nice thing is you don't have to go chasing after the enemies after like the coins pop out. Oh, please shoot it one more time. Oh my gosh, I was gonna flip out. If I leaked there because of that, yeah. Dogs and cats are best people. Agreed. I've never heard a disagreeable political opinion out of a cat, so consider that how you will. Dogs, on the other hand, I mean, some dogs are okay. I guess I'm biased against dogs, because we have a lot of shitty, like, chained up, like, semi-attack dogs, except it's a public neighborhood, so why do you have a goddamn guard dog? Like, to murder your neighbors? Like, you should be in prison, and all of those dogs. One of those bit our neighbor recently, and I hope it got impounded. But yeah, there's a neighbor. They're pretty close to me, unfortunately. And one of their dogs chased after me once. I hate. It should be, in my opinion, it should be illegal to keep your dogs outside, like a freaking guard dog, when you have, like, public land anywhere around your house. Like, you are not Mr. Burns. Go to hell. You shouldn't. You don't need that. Go to hell. I think impounded is what they do to cars, but you know what I mean. I guess I don't dislike dogs. I don't like aggressive dogs. I just tend to associate the two. We don't really have a lot. I mean, you don't see good dogs unless you're at somebody's house, and that's different. Like, just dogs that you see on the street, those tend to be not good doggos. Unless, you know, on the leash, taking a walk. See, with the level 5 one, the anti-air can even take down the bees, which is very nice. The bees are very thick, and you need the shooty shoots to deal with that. So I'm not really in the best shape to deal with Spidey boys, so this could be bad. Please die in one hit. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna need like a few of these, unfortunately. Shoot. I don't know where a good place to put these would be. There. And that's a really good one. We should be... it's gonna be close. But I think we're alright. If there aren't too many more Spidey boys. Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good. Shoot it! Shoot it! No, shoot! Oh, that was a lot closer than I was hoping for, but it's fine. It's all like corgis and stuff. Stuff that's not aggressive and like, I don't know. Dogs just, there's so many different kinds of dogs and they act way different. I don't know like big dogs. There's a weird like horseshoe problem with dogs. Very, very tiny dogs and very, very big dogs. Well, I guess honestly, tiny dogs tend to be way more aggressive than big dogs. It's just like a very few specific big breeds that are aggressive. But stuff like Chihuahuas that are just like awful and aggressive. I don't know what their deal is. They got that like tiny man syndrome or whatever that's called. See, look at this. Just this one thing kills like infinity billion bees. I love you, human. I don't know about that, but I was like, feed me. Barf, barf. I hate having to like move just to see things. Another reason that like having to move is actually kind of a killer in this game, because if you move, you stop upgrading a tower for a bit. So you have reduced gameplay effectiveness if you have to move around just to be able to see what's going on. Where did that gem go? Oh, there it is. See, I hate that. Uh-oh. Crabby boys. That could be bad. Crabs are weird. And you kind of need like heavy artillery for crabs. So I don't know if I'm really ready for crabs. I think if I have enough interest, I could make a mortar tower and that should deal with them. That'd be good. How do chat turn into dogs, by the way? I don't know how I'm gonna finance mortar tower. That's the problem. I have the gems for sure, but oh, there we go, a little bit of money. So I kind of just gotta canvas the trees. I'm the tree meister. I count on them. I don't. I've been doing the drinking out of cups thing so much. There you go. There you go. I think that's enough. Yeah, that's enough for a mortar. Okay, let's get that in real quick. Real quick. That's not really... that's... okay, sure. See, they wave their little creepy claws around. I don't like them. See, they gotta walk directly into the fruit. The fruits just kind of suck, frankly. This is bad. We got months. Shit. Shit! Oh, get up the slope! Aw! You gotta be kidding me. I leaked because I couldn't get up the slope. See, this is why the 3D is a real pain in the ass. It's you want to get up the slope and it's like, no. Damn it. I can't believe that. Whatever. I'm not... I probably needed fire for those, honestly. Well, most of these stages, you kind of want to go just beat them once and then go back with the knowledge of what happened. There should probably be like a wave report that's like tells you in advance of what's what, because you kind of need to know in advance to really plan out and get these perfect. There's no like general strategy that will work on everything. Hey son. The hermit crab is rebelling. I also think they nerfed mortar towers a bit, maybe? They seem to fire less often. Yeah, this is Pixeljunk Monsters too. It's a tower defense kind of thing. I wonder if I could have sold my second AA tower and then... I kind of need a second mortar tower, but there's no way I have enough money for that. Actually, maybe I do still need... Yeah, that's making me nervous. I'm gonna upgrade this. Also, I don't know why the upgrade meter is now like a clock. I think it used to just be a meter. It seems overly complicated to me. I guess this was pretty much fine. One level 5, you know what's well, kind of neat, not messed up, but one level 5 AA tower seems to be as good as 2 level 4 of them. And maybe like 5 or 6 level 1s. It's like really drastic improvement. Look at that. I didn't need the second one at all. I'm still gonna keep it though because it might help for these bats. I hate not being able to see this. This has been out for a week or two, so I would have expected some kind of emergency patch for some of the more silly issues to happen. I hope it's not like completely abandoned. Actually, there's DLC that I don't think is out yet. Actually, maybe it is. There's like Danganronpa DLC, which I don't even know how that works. I have no idea how you make a Danganronpa like mini section in this game. And then there's another one. But yeah. Actually, is that out? Let me check. How do you do the thing? Because when I checked, there was just like the golden skin DLC. That the stupid, you know, get the game in the first week. Oh yeah, there's a season pass, I guess. But I don't think that they're out yet. It's just 2 packs. I don't know if I would call it a season pass, but because I think most people just see a season pass as like a negative on a game rather than a positive. But it's just basically 2 DLCs that they're gonna release. I'm interested in the Danganronpa thing. I don't know how the hell you make a Danganronpa thing in this game. Like I guess little Monokumas come out and try to eat your chibi's brains. I have no idea. I mean, I'll probably check it out. Like, I got all of this stuff because there was only like 2 expansions, but I got all of the different versions of the original, so I'll probably get them at some point when they're actually out, not just, you know, season pass. So flying enemies can apparently trigger that. I also really don't like how you gotta walk really specifically into the fruits. They gotta be in a really specific thing. Also, for some reason, the AA guns fire at the balloons, and I don't think they can pop them. As we all know, balloons are much too thick for anti-aircraft gunfire. Let me see if I can raise my bitrate. Does this look like crap, by the way? The bitrate is a lot lower than I was hoping to have it. Let me see if I can raise it again. Because we had Mediacom Malady really early on. I don't usually... I kind of forget sometimes to change it back up. Alright, it seems okay. I just doubled the bitrate, so... Let's see if a fully upgraded mortar tower is enough. I just don't like how this, like... I wish I could move this more into the middle here so the area of effect would kind of cover more. It's kind of wonk-sided. Looks fine. I guess it's not really a high motion kind of game. By the way, the YouTube event streaming thing is so dumb. You end up with 2 previews of your stream. Like, there's a preview and a public view. And it's like, I don't care. Just show me what other people see. It's meant for, like, people streaming, like, the Olympics or something. Not really, like, just a casual thing, but it also has some more powerful features that I kind of need, so I have to use it instead of the stream now. It lets me schedule multiple streams. That's really all it is. And lets me make sure everything's totally set up beforehand. That's how you deal with crabs. I think the final upgrade for the mortar tower increases the speed it reloads at. So it's one of the towers that isn't really particularly effective. Well, I mean, it's still good, but with the final upgrade, it's like really good. I mean, as you can expect, the final upgrade is usually the strongest, but it's not always necessarily worth how long it takes to get. I'm sorry to hear that, Anson. Well, glad to hear, I guess, that, you know, watching stuff helps you cheer up, but those are never fun. Oh, here comes the big boy! So, this is the one thing that I do kind of like, the first-person view, just being able to see the bosses, though they actually look a lot smaller in first-person view than I would expect. Here he come. I think I only leaked on those crabs. That's a shame. I do like the little glitter party. The bosses spawn enemies now. I don't think they used to do that. I don't recall them spawning things, so the bosses are more interesting. You kind of still got to be on your toes. What you used to do in the first game was kind of sell all of your towers except for whatever is strongest against the boss. See, they look cool, but they look a little smaller. Well, maybe not at this angle, but I guess Tiki Man just seems huge. But look at them. I love how they look. Definitely can't fault the graphics in this one. Which is an odd thing to say about a tower defense game, but still. I've seen good-looking tower defense games, too, before, but... Yeah, the bosses have been pretty creepy. This is one of the particularly creepiest ones. Yeah, I think they didn't want people to just sell all of their non-boss towers, so they kind of made bosses spawn enemies in. So you kind of gotta keep your towers. Also, a nice thing the game does for score purposes, it counts all of your towers at the end of the game as if you had sold them. So what I used to do is sell my towers before the end so I'd have a higher score, which was kind of dumb. But now it just basically acts as if you sold them the moment the game ended, and it credits you all of the gems and money. And so you just don't have to waste your time doing that. I like how it takes so long to fade out that there's a confirmation if you try to skip it. It's kind of clumsy, I think. Is YouTube doing things? I think there's a third difficulty called Mayhem. I assume it unlocks once you beat everything on Tricky as well. Which is what I'm kind of trying to do now. See you, Anson. See, that was one of those tips that you had to scroll, I think. I don't know why they're like that. I think this is one of those levels I hate. Oh no, never mind. There's a few levels that like have multiple access paths, and it's just so frustrating to have to switch between paths to add towers and crap. So because of the interest mechanic, you kind of don't want to build towers until you need them, unless you want to upgrade them or something. So anti-aircraft towers I tend to build early, but other stuff I tend to build as needed. Uh-oh. Now get the spide. Get the spide. Ugh. Kill him, please. This slope in particular is really annoying with the coin physics, because things tend to slide the whole way down. I think I leaked. Did one of those get through? Oh, no, we're good. Barely. Another question that wouldn't have needed to be asked with the 2D graphics. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. We definitely need an AA tower for that, and like, now. Actually, this should really be an AA tower. Now we're talking. Alright. Oh, they build slow. Another thing about the arrow towers are kind of your good panic tower. They build up really fast. They hurt everything at least a little bit. And you can just kind of spam them towards the end of your tower, or the end of the path, if you need a little bit extra defense. There's a lot of lads coming. A lot of flappy lads. These guys look like those... They have like those... What are those called? There's a lot of trees around here that leave those little whirlybird things or whatever. The seeds with the thing. Yeah, those are just straight up what their heads are, or their wings. That pause font, what about it? Please upgrade. Okay, better. As you can see, a lot of the money just spills all the way down. I mean, some of this was probably already down here. Are we gonna leak? Oh, we're gonna be real close. We're gonna be real close. Get it, yes! Okay. Okay, so there tends to be a lot more close calls like that in this. No, not coconut. We definitely do not have coconut trees around here. Do coconuts have, like... No, coconuts have coconuts. What? They don't have, like, whirly seeds. Okay, are we gonna need a bigger tower? I would really like a flame tower right under here. I don't have the gems. Shoot. I'm just gonna have to build that now. Oh boy. Man, just one more gem. The difference one gem can make. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make another one real fast. Real fast. Oh, and now I could have made it. Okay, that's real bad. Whew. Okay, still not enough. No, kill him! Yes! Woo! Okay. Okay, we're good. That was way too close. Holy crap. Gonna want a flame tower here, I guess. Let's upgrade this to max if we can for those big old bee boys. Sycamores have worldly seeds. Yeah, I think so. Let me look. Yeah, that's what they are. They're sycamore seed pods. The weird thing about those wing pod things, the seeds look kind of tasty almost. I'm sure they taste like actual garbage, but they look almost like edamame. I'm sure they don't taste like it. We got some potato boys. I shouldn't be upgrading this. I don't know why I decided to upgrade this. It's good to have upgrades, obviously. But what I need to upgrade is this. Also, what I tend to, you can upgrade any level with gems. The first level and the second level both cost 1 gem. So what I tend to do is manually upgrade the first one because it's really fast. And then I consider the second one the most efficient. Like, it's the best gems per time. Cost or whatever. There. Alright, kill it, please. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Garbage seed sold at your local Walmart. Delicious. Maple seeds, are they? They might have worthy seed things too. Why do they have those anyway? To like make the seeds travel farther? Oh, it's bee time. We gotta upgrade the thing real quick. Unless it's already max, which it's not. See, a level 5 AA does really good against the bees. Maybe not enough, but... Okay, the same kind? Yeah, not too surprising. I got a Canadian maple outside, but I don't know if it makes the same kind of seeds as like a normal maple. Like a... It's one of the small ones. Is that the... I don't think that's what I'm thinking of. Like a bonsai maple. It's not actually cut like a bonsai. I need to chop it. It's gotten pretty big. Oh, it's just one. Just one. Oh, never mind. It's not just one. See, there's that view limitation. Look, see, look how wide the coins spread. The coins do not do that in the 2D version at all. They have a pretty tight spread. What is this? Oh, the hasty fruit are actually super good. Okay, so see, since we upgraded that to level 5, we're just fine. If that was like level not 5, we would probably be dead. Well, not dead, but we would have leaked and not gotten our rainbow, which is kind of my goal here. See, look at all of this crap spilling out everywhere. There needs to be a no crap spillage option. I want to say one of the last levels upgrades the range on this, or wait, no, maybe it's level 2 upgrade on the range already. If only it told me which upgrade did what. I really don't know why they changed that so it doesn't tell you. One of the more baffling changes. Yeah, the crap containment is #1 priority. Like the other, most of the other changes seem like they could have some degree of difficulty to implement or balance, but the bouncing coins, it just seems silly. That and the fact that coins don't have shadows like behind trees, that just seems like an oversight. But I would kill for a zoomed out all the way camera. Just like have a 2D. I mean, even if it doesn't count for high scores, I would love a game mode that just makes these levels play like the 2D mode, like the original game. Because the 3D really only adds negatives, honestly, gameplay-wise. Great visually, but just no point to it. And you can, of course, have a 3D game that operates like a 2D game. A lot of stuff does that, and it tends to work very well. Why am I upgrading this? I want to upgrade this. Burn the world. Wait, what is even coming? I can't tell. Such chill music for like everything in the world trying to kill you, but it still fits somehow. These rough like rock wall things over here remind me so much of Pikmin. There's some corridors that look just like that. I want to play Pikmin now. What did I saw something else that made me want to play Pikmin earlier. I forget what it was. Fantastic series. I should have streamed some Pikmin 3 or something at some point. I guess I could stream the others. I'd probably need to use Dolphin. Wait, I think I got the new Play Control one, too. I never played it, but did I get that or not? I forget. I have a fair few games that I just never played or forgot about or whatever. Look at them burn! Roasted potatoes. For everybody. They look almost like popcorn popping. Guys, new artisanal food. Popcorn, roasted potato popcorn. So it's not artisanal unless there's like kale and literal grass in it, is it? You know, I bought some wheatgrass for Parker at the fancy white people grocery store, and the cashier was like, is that for your cat or? I was like, yes, this is for my cat. Some people do eat it though. It's got like fiber? I don't know. But yeah. That stuff grows mold like nuts. I don't get it anymore. Plus, while Parker loves it, it just makes him throw up. I think you're supposed to like make it into a smoothie or something, and it has a lot of some manner of stuff. I don't know. You just get like vitamins or something. I don't know. If you just want to eat something that tastes disgusting, that just has a lot of vitamins crammed into it, that's called a vitamin. Just eat that. Yeah, wheatgrass. People eat it for like put it in smoothies. I don't know why. I'm sure it's got like antioxidants or pro-oxidants or I don't know. Everybody seems very antioxidant, but you know, you need oxygen to live. I'm personally pro-oxidant. I guess everybody's past the antioxidant thing though, and they're all about the paleo diet. You know, the diet that people ate when they died at the age of like 20? You know, because that's good. We should definitely eat like cave people, because they lived... As we all know, cave people lived like kings. I don't know what to build. I'm too safe, and I don't know what to build. I'll build one of these. These are kind of a good... Oh, and the bee tower. The bee tower is good. I always forget to make the bee tower. Let's make the bee tower. These are kind of good towers to have just one of and kind of terrorize the whole map with. Yeah, the paleo thing is dumb. I feel like the Thunder Tower looks a lot more impressive than it kind of is, but I like it. It looks a lot better. It looks even more effective. It kind of had a tame effect in the original in the 2D game, but it gives it some nice oomph. I keep forgetting this bee tower. The bees are nice because they fly to you and then back. So you can kind of aim them. And they can hit anywhere on the map effectively like that. And they also hit flying and ground targets. So they don't tend to kill like a whole wave by themselves for sure. But they can add just enough extra damage in a special place. You would basically, like a proper paleo, you would need to eat like what's that Australian word? Like bush tucker, I think? Where it's like actual rawly harvested crap and you eat like giant grubs. What are those things called, by the way? In Australia, they'll eat these like grubs that are like huge, like caterpie sized. I mean, bugs good for protein, I guess. Ugh. Scrapped eel Pokemon gets funnier if you look at it and say it from life. From oh man, it does look kind of like Homestar, doesn't it? I guess I never noticed that. Come on, fire. Does this thing take longer to upgrade than other towers? As you can see, those bees put some nice extra damage on stuff. Even though I haven't upgraded this like at all. I now love the eel Pokemon because it looks like Homestar. Yeah, I forgot. I should have noticed that. It's got that nice underbite going on. This map went really well. I guess it's partially because I've kind of gotten into the habit of talking and playing now. So I'm not letting my talking just completely destroy me. But it's also because there's only one way for them to go. So I can be a lot more focused in my building, which I like. I tend to like to cluster my towers and just get some good hits in and not have to leave too much. Those dudes jump up like their toes are on fire. They might have been on fire. I do have a fire tower. Damn it. Anyone taste the white-looking worms you find in food? Like termites? I don't know if you can eat well, I mean, you can eat anything if you really want to, but I don't know if termites are like a standard food. Wait, oh wait, no. That's not what I'm thinking of. What was it? I'm sure if you just search like Australian eating grub, you can find this giant thing. It's like the size of your hand. What, you don't want to eat a gigantic bug? Who wouldn't want to? It's paleo. You know? Obviously things were healthy back when people died. You know, before reaching their 30s. What is the... I guess the paleo is like just the whole anti-science thing driven to its logical conclusion. Just do what stupid people used to do. Like, way back before science was a thing. Because obviously science is bad, so anything pre-science is good. So, you know, go find a woolly mammoth. Go eat that. I think bugs are nutritious because they don't have like bones, so you can eat the whole things. The bones are nutritious too, you just can't usually eat them. The marrow is good. We had a cat that we would give him the chicken bones and he would just crunch into them and eat the marrow. Like, he never lost like teeth or either. He was fine with it. He was pretty hardcore. Why did you Google it? This is why I'm reluctant to tell people things. Like, even if I say don't Google a thing, they're like, oh yeah, I'll go do that. Like in Binding of Isaac, there's a lot of items I just don't want to talk about because I know people will Google them and it's like, no. There's at least 5 different items that will traumatize you for life if you Google them from Binding of Isaac. Do not do. Infant mortality is a thing that I don't know how I feel like there should be a better, like, average age. See, that is the power of the thunder thing. It, like, completely obliterates the spides. I don't think infant mortality rate should necessarily be included in average age stuff. Like, give me a median age. Yeah, bones, there's a lot of good stuff in there if you can, like, actually get to it. Obviously, human teeth are not really meant to go through bones. So I would not recommend attempting to get a nice bone marrow snack. I doubt it's particularly tasty either. But if you're a cat, you know. Yeah, the crunching is like... I mean, it's what you'd expect from bones, I guess. I mean, he wanted the bones. He never had any teeth problems or anything. I think they actually help clean teeth. Cooked ones can be dangerous, really. Yeah, bone marrow is very nutritious. This map was easy, honestly. It wasn't really just entirely strategy. Like, this was very easy to set up and do stuff with. And I have like a lot of stuff left over too. Hey Celestia. Burn. Well, those bees do pretty good damage now. So I need to stop neglecting the bees and the thing. It's easy to forget about them because they'll never really like completely clear a wave for you, but they can be lifesavers when they clear just that one last enemy that you could not possibly have addressed otherwise. I don't think we like, I mean, we never really originally gave him like, here, eat this bone. Like, we would give him the chicken scraps, but he would just crunch them down. Parker doesn't tend to eat any, like, he wants table scraps, but he tends to not eat, like, anything. He's actually very fussy. He'll eat his food, but, like, he's super excited when you pour new food, but he's like, no, I will not eat this. But then he does, of course. Look at this boy in first person. Honestly, the spooky purple thing is less scary than the one that's, like, trees and roots and stuff. I like that one. It's like a natural horror. This one just kind of goth. Alright, I got a spicy fruit. It just looks like dragon fruit. I wish I liked dragon fruit, but I had that one. It's not taste like it looks, if that makes any sense. Also, I have no idea what the smoked fruit... I don't think it does anything. I think it's just supposed to be like a smoke signal, like, oh no, the enemies are here or something. Which would be totally unnecessary if not for the fact that you can't see across the map. I like how there's some extra shaders or something going on when you're in this mode. Like, the fire looks so much more dramatic. Having bone marrow at fancy restaurants. Fancy restaurants love, like, serving the trash parts of animals, though. Like, oh yeah, here's inflated, tortured goose liver. Or what it... Yeah, I think it's goose, right? Foie gras. You get some nice bloated, tortured animal organs. It's the finest dining. How do people even, like, find crap like that out? I wonder what will happen to this goose's liver if we stuff it with oats. Or whatever Still can't believe my potato boys have been acorns all along. Which map is this? I like this track. Alright, this one. So this one kind of has a 2 entryway situation. Because honestly, the weirdest thing that we ever found out is cheese. It's like, oh no, my milk has gone crappy. Let's eat it anyway. It's like, oh, that's not bad. I should probably build a second. If I recall, I think I put the AA tower here. See, this is what I hate, the selection circle. It has no idea what to do. Like, it will shoot this area here below, but it's dumb. If I played Fast Lane Road to Revenge. Haven't heard of those, honestly. Part of me imagines it being the result of a dare. It even, like, you can see the edge of the thing, like, it's dumb. See, if I can get this up to level 3, it should obliterate them when they come around a second time. I'm kind of worried about those spicy boys, though. I'm not sure which path those take. I kind of wish it told you, like, there was a little warning about which path each upcoming thing was coming to. Because you really kind of just gotta know in advance. The game doesn't really help you know where things are going to come from. Okay, I don't think that's going to be enough. Build the arrows. Build the arrows fast. Shoot. Oh! Crap. Let's try that again. Alright, I'm gonna start upgrading that thing right away. Get 2 of these. There we go. There we go. Just heads up, the stream probably won't be as long as yesterday. That was a 5-hour stream. This one might be close to maybe 2.5. I'll probably get another level or 2 in, but a little bit shorter. I want to check out some other stuff. Not on stream. I'm getting back into recording stuff, and so I got quite a few things recorded already. Not quite a few, but I got like 5 videos ready to go, and I want to get back to checking out a bunch of different stuff again. It seems like my cough is finally pretty much gone, and I've been enjoying getting back into stuff. And streams are probably going to be regular for the weekends, and maybe some irregular weekday streams. And I wanted to check out that Birthday's the Beginning, the Switch version I got. It's really not too different. It's got some nice improvements, but it doesn't do some stuff I was kind of hoping it, like an enhanced version would have. It does an interesting thing with the items though. Like there's just like, you buy items with points now instead of having like a set amount of items and finding specific items, which is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need arrows still. It's annoying.
I was rained on. It's annoying.
We need to do more Dwarf Fortress teams too. Is that not enough? That's not. Wow. Okay. Is there a better position I could put for that? That's really annoying. What is the best game series I've ever played? I don't really tend to pick favorites. Probably my favorite individual game is probably still Yoshi's Island, but beyond that, there's just way too many things for me to be like, yeah, this is the one best thing, and all of the things are not as good of things as this. Wait, shit, that's a shitty place for that. I don't know where to put this thing. I think maybe if I put it more to the left, it'll hit them more. If only the selection circle was actually accurate. I don't know why it's like that. That's so dumb. Let's... You know what? Let's put it... Yeah, why not? I think it'll hit them more that way. Yeah, Kirby's a particularly good series. I think if you asked me, like, when Final Fantasy X came out, I would probably say the Final Fantasy series. But honestly, Final Fantasy's always been a little bit hit and miss. Final Fantasy's always been fairly experimental, especially for a game of its, like, caliber and size. They kind of change a lot. And it's something the series doesn't honestly get that much credit for, in my opinion. Like, and a lot of games get shit on because, like, oh, they're different. I don't like when things are different. But it's like, it's Final Fantasy. They always change up, like, multiple core aspects and, like, theming things. And, like, a lot of people get stuck in that, like, Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6 rut where, like, they expect that kind of thematic stuff. I mean, those were all great games, but, you know, I liked Final Fantasy best from 6 to 10, personally. And 10 was kind of the start of a decline, I'll note that, but it's really hard to come across any series with the degree of quality you see from Final Fantasy, especially 6 to 9. And I really do like 8. I know not everybody loves 8 as much, but all those games do at least something, a lot of things each game, really fantastically. Even if you hate Final Fantasy 8, you gotta admit it has one of, if not the best soundtrack in the series, and that is a really high bar. And I still need these. Why? I just really don't like having to build these little extra towers. Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate that wave. I hate that I have to build the extra towers. Try to put 2 of the machine gun near the base and 1 bomb tower in the middle. I don't think that's gonna... I don't think the cannon would work. I think I need 2. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need 2 of those. I'll try though. I don't think the middle's gonna work for the cannon though. I think it's gotta be around here. I played as Kirby Triple Deluxe. Yeah, Triple Deluxe is really good. I preferred Robobot, but in my opinion, Robobot, Superstar Ultra, or the original Superstar, I think Superstar gets the most love, but Superstar Ultra is just kind of the same but better in almost every way. I don't know if this is quite enough. I think if I just build... I got an idea. Honestly, there's really no bad Kirby games. It's funny how much a Kirby game gets hate for being, like, just pretty good. Like, I've never seen a series where people, like, super mad that, like, the game is, like, somewhat easy and, like, accessible and has harder mode, like, harder late game content instead of being really hard to beat for the first time. Because in my opinion, Kirby does difficulty right, because, like, it's the extra stuff that you don't really need to do that's particularly hard. How's Kirby Battle Royale? I was considering that, but I really don't like to play on my 3DS anymore. I didn't want to get it. I don't know if it's worth $40, especially for something that doesn't like the 3DS. It seems like it's a lot more than I was thinking it was. I didn't realize, like, I figured it was gonna be like one of those. I honestly thought the 3 new Kirby games for 3DS were all gonna be like free to play or something. I guess they're not, but I did finally beat that Kirby free to play game, by the way. I really wouldn't recommend it. It has this weird curve where, like, it starts out okay, and then it gets sluggish, and then, once you get right into the hang of it, it gets really good again, and then just before the final boss, it craps out and becomes a horrible grind again, and it's a shame. It really should have just been a $5 game and cut the grind out. It's a shame. Oh, you just got it today? Oh, Star Allies is really good. That's definitely my favorite since Robobot, which wasn't actually that long ago. But, it's so nice to get Kirby regularly now, by the way. We get, like, even discounting the, like, mini games, like, you know, like Drum Dash Deluxe and stuff. Even discounting those, we get quite a lot. From around the GameCube era, we just got, like, nothing, and everything was all on portable, and it's like, come on, Kirby doesn't have to be portable. There we go. Unfortunately, now I need arrow towers anyway, because that's just how these things go. But I think they're coming from here? Oh wait, no, it's Spicy Boys! Where are those going? Where'd you come from? Where did you go? Yeah, we're good with the Spicy Boys. Alright. So if the spider comes from down there... I just have a hard time expecting the paths in my head, because they don't necessarily take... Yeah, see, they can go around like that, so... Yeah, I definitely need more, like, right now. Actually, look at that. They're almost dead in one hit. There we go. Oh, shoot! Oh, shoot! I don't have arrows! Oh, wait. I have one. There we go. That was a little bit too close. I should probably have arrows here at the edge, but Man, give me more aerial enemies. I can always deal with the aerial ones, because the AA guns are so good. But ground stuff, there's so many considerations. I should probably upgrade these, speaking of ground considerations. I can get a mortar! I can get a mortar! Hell yeah. Actually, I probably should have made a mortar here, but whatever, it's fine. Oh yeah, the Bloon series is really good. There's a lot of really good Flash tower defenses. It's really, well, I don't want to say easy, but like there's no particular downside to making a Flash tower defense game, because you know the simple saves work. You don't really, it doesn't matter even if Flash is laggy on your PC, you can play a tower defense game perfectly fine. PWD's your partner in the game, which brings back Tornado. This is a pre-order box. Is it Bloons TD6? And those are premium on mobile, right? They're not like free to play and like have dumb stuff. You just pay for it and it's fun. That's my preferred business model. You pay for it and it's fun. As opposed to, you know, you don't pay for it and it's not fun until you pay an even larger amount that you would have paid for up front. Speaking of, I haven't finished Monument Valley 2. I love the first one, of course. It's fantastic games. I haven't gotten around to 2 yet. I was thinking of doing like a Let's Play for Monument Valley, but then I'm also kind of like, well, who doesn't know about Monument Valley? But maybe that's dumb. Maybe I should just, you know, show it off. There's always somebody that hasn't heard of it, you know? You know, I'm gonna get... I keep forgetting to build... Oh, I don't have enough things. Never mind. Oh, you pay and their in-app purchases. Huh. How so, though? I think there used to be like a buy balloons TD premium or something, even on the Flash ones, but I don't know what. I never got it. I think it was just like a few extra towers or something. I'm sure that like there's always gonna be somebody who doesn't know, but it just feels like it's totally in my wheelhouse, except that it's so well known. But I'll probably do a video at some point. Alright, we should be good. Should be. Please. 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 Please be good. Please be good. Oh gosh, dang, that was really close. Oh, I need one more gem. I just want to build the hive tower for some safety. Okay, please don't. Okay, good. Okay, we have our gem. Wait, what? Oh. That was a little bit close for comfort, too. Oh, I don't want that. Get out of here. No, I don't want that. Yeah, Monument Valley is beautiful. The second looks really great, too. Ugh. I should be upgrading this. You mean the mortar tower? Yeah, I love the mortar tower. It's one of my favorites. The mortar and the fire tower are fantastic. See, look how hard that gem was to see. Oh, no. Okay, we're good. That was very tense. Okay, can I upgrade this? Oh, dang, not really. Let's upgrade this a few levels. I think I'm gonna use my gems on this so I don't have to waste too much time standing. Oh, I should get some fire towers. Never mind, I can't really buy a fire tower right now. Let's just get some, oh, psh! Oh. I hate that the trees get erased. It still surprises me after I've beaten the game. Wait, what the? Oh, yeah, it's just that. I think that only is like a smoke signal. It's like so dumb. Please kill. Bees. Bees, please. Please kill. Oh, no, we're good. One mortar will do them. Get him! Dang! Those hurt more than expected. Those are pretty strong bees. Ever seen a bee sting a golem to death? They have now. Should probably get a laser. You know, I need this. I need these up real quick. Yeah, this is quite tense. That's where this should be Sponjodes. It's just a typo in Abyssrium. 9 times out of 10. I'm not convinced that Abyssrium itself is not just like a bug. Like they were designing like an email client and it just happened. It turned out into an idle mobile game, and they just have no idea what's happening. Wait, how are you not in range? I hate this 3D-ness. I think they're under they're like too far under, so like this thing can't get it. It's dumb and it makes me mad. All right, get the bats, please. Okay. Damn, those bees are good. I think you only get one of those towers, right? Yeah, you only get one. I've definitely been underestimating the bees. Here, bees, kill your kinsfolk. Okay, they're uh-oh. That actually might be a problem. Now with two of these, I should be good. Yeah, the lasers are particularly effective against bees, and I should probably have a laser, but two fully upgraded AA things can take out almost any amount of bees. So we're all right. We're good. See you making. It's nice to be able to stream and have things not be bad. I think I just got particularly unlucky when things seem to just always go wrong. So I think streams be back for the long haul. And that is not encouraging. Why are you not dead? Bees, please kill. Please kill your friends. Please. They may look like you, but they are not you. Okay, there we go. So they were just like never in range of my towers for some baffling reason, but we got them in the end. It feels like there should be a tree here. So we put a tower, but whatever. Uh-oh. More spicy boys. I love watching the mortar tower go to work. I thought that was like one of my chibi. I thought that noise was one of my chibis dying. I was gonna panic. Alright, boss time. Steam version of Bloons TD has purchasable cosmetics, but everything else is unlocked. Huh. I don't really care about purchasable cosmetics. I wish they wouldn't do that, but that's kind of the one dumb EAP. Or EAP that I don't entirely mind. Just because I personally don't ever really go for it. Like, I would go for it if it was like a really good, like, well-designed costume was like $2, but they're like, oh, $15, and you get a blue palette swap of the regular shoe that you wear in the game. It's like, oh. I think the fire one looks good though. The lava cracks. I'm always a big fan of, you know, some lava cracks. Also, a cool thing, the AA towers hit tall bosses in this. They did not originally do that, so you would usually just rip up all of your air towers before the boss, and I think that's another deliberate thing. Again, one of the few things that I really feel like really add to the gameplay on top of the original. Goes. That wasn't too... The hardest wave is that second one with the bugs. Because I just had to make 2 AA guns, I guess. I also haven't played too many tower defense games lately. PS3 oddly had a few really good ones. There was Pixeljunk Monsters, obviously. There was also, god dang, I don't remember. There was one on like Mars or something with like you were fighting these huge bugs, and it had pretty good graphics. I don't remember what the hell it was called. And then there was Comet Crash, which is really good. It's another one you can play co-op. A friend of mine, we played the heck out of that one. That was really good. I think it's kind of silly that when you beat Tricky when you get a perfect in Tricky, you don't get the perfect for the lower difficulty, because it's basically the same exact map but easier. Like even the same kinds of waves and everything. It really seems like it should just count for the perfect for the lower one. Because barring some extremely weird circumstance or luck, there's no way that you can beat the tricky one and not beat the fun one. Silliness. Right, I think we're gonna do just one more stage. Don't want to stream a whole ton because, you know, Sunday, got work tomorrow. Do a frosty one. And while this one has less... Uh-oh. Oh crap, it's this one. So this one's all about AA defense. Give me the months. Give 3D sucks. Yeah. Please don't clear all the... Oh, I hate it. Yeah. So I like to build my AAs earlier in, or like deeper in on this one, and then I put the arrows toward the fringes, because things will come with balloons later, and you can knock them into the water if you have the arrows first. Which obviously leads to losing the money, so it's kind of a, you know, potentially an issue. But it lets me build less aerial or ground defense stuff. Which, to be honest, might bite me in the ass later, but whatever. I think that's what initially took my rainbow. By the way, if you talk to this guy, the rainbow stones are indicating you can talk to this guy, and you can buy these fruits. I don't know why it doesn't just describe this. It's a hasty fruit smoky. What does this do? He's been using them as flares to warn the tribe of incoming mine. It just tells you. So they made a game mechanic out of not being able to see the map well. It kind of sucks, frankly. So this one just slows things down. That one's an explosive. Why do they call it hasty? Wait, if Tikis or monsters will hit to start catch fire and run much faster. Wait, why do they run faster? Yeah, I don't like these at all. In the original, you used to just be able to burn 5 gems on a really powerful mine, and it was an extremely effective way to clear leaks late game. Because even if you just had no towers at all, you could just bomb them. And it was really expensive, but really effective, and I like that. But I don't like... Yeah, I don't like these. I don't think they're a good replacement. I guess they make it a lot more situational, and maybe it's trying to be more strategic, but I just kind of don't like it. It's like the cost was the strategy. It was really expensive to use those. And it would often only protect you from like one thing. I should probably... No, I want to build a laser up on that spot there. I like the kind of conspicuous larger trees on spots that might be a good place to build towers. That always felt intentional. Uh-oh. Is that one going to come to the other range? Yeah, I think it is. Some maps like this are just kind of tense because you're not entirely sure where things are gonna even go. I'm not entirely a huge fan of that. Oh, there's a fish! Yeah, there's fish just randomly pop up, I guess. Oh right, I should probably have some arrow towers down here now. Yeah. I don't really need to upgrade those too much. Ah, crap. I don't know what ground defense to have. Where he's going? Ow. Ugh, rest in peace coins. Alright, whatever. I think you kind of want a mortar tower right around that tree I was just at. Oh, fuck. The jump thing does not work very well. You have a very brief window to make it work. It just seems intermittent. Battletoads? Huh. I've never been really a big fan of the balls hard beat 'em up sort of genre. But I mean, I guess not really super surprising considering they brought Battletoads back for Killer Instinct and stuff. Hand-drawn animation, now that's more interesting. I was figuring 3D. But yeah, that kind of arcade, super hard beat 'em up never appealed to me too much. I like the nearly perfect beat 'em up for me is the Scott Pilgrim versus the World game. It just kind of has the problem where even the max difficulty isn't really balanced well for your actual stats at max power. Honestly, a fire tower would probably be more effective. Oh wait, but these ones are resistant to fire. Maybe that was dumb. I don't know. We'll find out. It's probably a bit early to build that, but later on we'll need it, trust me. Because with these early ones, you can really just get by with a bunch of arrows, but then later on, you'll get some heavy resistance from the ground, and you won't be ready for it. So I just kind of want to have this maxed out. This game's really cute, but I feel bad I missed it. Oh, it's fine. There's always the VOD and stuff, but yeah, this is really cute. There's versions of this on PS4, this is the PS4 one, but PS3 has the original game. I think the original one's on Steam too, and this has a Steam version, and this has a Switch version as well. And it's also on PSP and PS Vita with some extra stuff on each. I think I have like 100%ed almost every version of the original Pixeljunk monsters. Also, they're really well designed. Like most tower defense games, they're, you know, designed for just a mouse, but this works really, really well with the controller, and really well for co-op too. Like I said, if you enjoy co-op tower defense, which is a very specific thing that not many games do, Comet Crash for PS3 is really good. I assume it has a 360. It's kind of one of those things like most games like that were on PSN, they were usually on 362, but I don't even know for sure. But there's also, of course, a lot of good Flash tower defense games. I have a bunch of Flash game Let's Plays as well. I'm scared. Okay, never mind, we're good. When I see that many bats, actually never mind, I'm still scared. When you see that many bats, you get a little bit worried. Because the bats can be very dangerous. I was a little bit paranoid, but I think it was totally justified, which I guess makes it not paranoid, so never mind. Can't really be paranoid and justified. Kind of what paranoid means. It is neat to be able to see them from all sides, though. The original, they're kind of always facing forward, because, you know, 2D. I think this map works particularly well with the 3D stuff because it's in a tight little corner for the most part. You really don't need to move around too much to see, and you can use the pan to the panning to see most of it. Okay, we got the Bumble Scums. Hopefully we're ready for that. I think I want to max this thing out. Sanctum. I think I've heard of that. I should probably just have one of these. I'll see it. Nah, I don't want to put that there. I'll put that there. But what I do want here is this. This would have helped a lot. Oh dang, that removed all those trees. Yeah, I think that would have helped a lot when I got overwhelmed on this the first time. I should build hype towers every time. They're always good. See, look at those things flying around everywhere, bouncing around. Stop it. Get some help. See, look at how much ground I have to cover to just chase down the money. If it doesn't fall in the water. Let's fetch this up. What even? I don't even know the actual context. What is the original stop it, get some help thing like regarding? Other than just needing help and needing to stop. So this is why I built the fire tower, as you can see. Even though I'm catching these guys really late, it's just completely destroying their families. Which is very good. We need some bees. There's a drug PSA commercial. That makes sense. Oh wait, is Sanctum that FPS one? I really like that one, if that's what I'm thinking of. I think there's Sanctum 2 now, right? Oh yeah, and there's another one that's on Steam that's really good. Do not remember the name of it. It's fairly hard though. I guess most, well not most, but a fair few tower defense ones are pretty hard. Yeah, Sanctum 2, that's the one I have. Yeah, that's really good. I like unusual genre combinations that turn out really well. Though they can be hard to pitch to people. Unless the combination itself is the pitch, which I guess kind of inherently is at least part of it. But, you know, like you try to combine bullet hell with something, and then people are always like, "Oh no, I don't want to play one of those games." Bullet hell games really aren't that hard, by the way. They always have really good difficulty options. Well, not always, but like 95% of the time, they're at least good, if not fantastic, difficulty options. And you can generally credit feed, so like you can always reach the final boss if you just want to do that. It's funny how bullet hell games get a bad rap, and then like music games are seen as like sort of like innocent or whatever, but they're like always ridiculously, like almost irredeemably hard. And music games are a weird ass genre. They're like, they seem like they should be, you know, like happy, fun, accessible things, and it's like just Hatsune Miku steps on your dick for 5 minutes, the video game, which I'm sure a lot of people would buy, come to think of it, but yeah. Like, I got one of those Miku PS3 games. It was not made for me, I can tell you that much. God damn. Doing a lot better this time than I was the first. I have a lot of free time that I don't need to do things. I should finish upgrading the Hive Tower. Hey, Toxic. This event thing is weird. I can't tell if super chat and stuff shows up in the chat view that I have, or if it... Like, it asked me to open a new window to see super chat and sponsorships. I don't think it's necessary, though. Because I think I saw it once in this. I don't know. This thing is never getting experience. I should upgrade that next or something. I'll do it right now. Oh, dang. Look at this poor thing. The thing about low-level AA towers is they'll almost never kill anything. So they never get experience on their own. You really have to maintain them pretty manually. But it's worth it. Look at this level. Uh-oh. Is this bad? I think we're okay. I hate this limited view. Just let me look. Let me see things. Oh dang. Oh dang, that doesn't look good at all. That looks bad. Build a laser, build a laser. Bees. Bees, help me out. Bees, please. Oh, bees. Oh, bees, no. Bees, no! Shit. Oh, what? Where did they come from? Oh, there goes my perfect. Shit. One of the most frustrating things about this game, about when you lose a chibi, usually there's not really any incentive to do anything else, because like you're probably already built up so much, at least if you're in a wave this late, where you can just kind of sit, and you might lose a few more chibis, but you're still not going to be perfect, so whatever. So you just kind of like just let it sit. The situation's only been made worse with the addition of yet more bees. Exactly. I should have built a goddamn laser tower more down here in the middle. I had the gems. I was overconfident. Should have built one like right here. I always remember them coming from up here. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's added in tricky. Like they do. It is trickier, as you might expect. Meanwhile, on International Bring a Shit Ton of Bees to Work Day. Oh, the laser tower is extremely good. I haven't been avoiding them because they're bad. They're expensive and they're slow to build. Which is like the opposite of comfortable and easy to wear. If you haven't seen Dr. Bees, you owe it to yourself to watch it, by the way. What's this? A family picnic woefully underpopulated by bees? Oh, thanks, AZ. I guess that answers my question about Super Chat, by the way. So yes, it does show in this. Why does it offer to let me open a separate window for that then? It's weird. Oh, I still need to find out. I still need to find a way to show that. I don't think it will if I do this, will it? No, it... I want a way to show only the Super Chat on stream. I briefly had a thing that worked, but now I have to change the chat's URL every time, and it didn't work really all that well, and... I don't know. Somebody must have figured it out somewhere. I'll just have to look it up. Oh, it's the Frosty Boy now! I like how... Excuse you! Don't spawn inside my hitbox. I was looking at things. But I like that they're kind of themed to their area. Jeez. Just freaking spawning things on me. I guess I shouldn't be as afraid of making laser towers. One of the things that I was always hesitant in the first game to build AA towers and laser towers because they were useless for the final boss, but now they're not. The final boss, again, one of the things they really did improve, the final bosses are a lot tenser and a lot more interesting. With a couple of exceptions, particularly there's a level that has 2 final bosses in the original game. Most of the time the final boss was kind of a joke, and you could just sell all of your other towers and build just a shit ton of cannons and mortars, and you would be fine with almost no strategy. There was fairly little to fear. It was always just leaks on earlier waves. But now they're a lot more interesting to deal with. What is the... Look at the masking on that. Thing's all messed up. You know, I said that was going to be like the last one, but I just want to finish one more. One more tricky stage. So we clear out this thing. I guess we'll be closer to 3 hours, but that's fine. That's a pretty usual stream. Oh, by the way, does anyone have God of War on PS4? And does anyone know why it thinks I have surround sound when I do not? Because, like, if somebody's behind me and I'm, like, wearing headphones, and I have headphone modes on, but they'll be, like, super distant, and, like, it's clearly trying to output to, like, a rear speaker or something. But I don't have it. Hey, Panda. Alright, this was an interesting one. So they kind of loop around. And so again, this is another nice one. The best levels are the ones that let you focus in a tight area, so it doesn't really matter as much that you have to look around. The really spread out levels are quite frustrating to play, actually. Oh my god, it's lots of spicy boys! Oh my god, and they're coming in fast. Alright, calm down. You got this. Oh my gosh. So I think we want some cool. We gotta unspicy the boy. You gotta take the spicy out of the boy with a ice tower. You'd be running too if your butt was on fire. That is true. Alright, ground, ice. Yeah, that's perfect coverage. Good enough. Aw, look at how many trees that clears. Where's the muns? Again, there's money that I can't see and I probably can't collect. I think I got it, maybe. This is one I really want the mortar towers for. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll get enough gems from these guys. It's not looking like it though. Uh-oh. Gems, please. Oh, kill him! Kill him! Okay. Wait, hold up. I just want to see if these towers are enough to kill this guy. Or these guys. So imagine if I just made like just a couple more arrows. I should probably make a hive tower at some point here. Yeah, this looks like this will be fine. Yeah, this will be fine. I just need more arrows. Also, it's kind of frustrating how slow the restarts are, considering if you're chasing perfects, you're gonna restart a lot, you know? And yeah. Gem. Up, sluggy fruit. Guess that'll come handy later, maybe. See, a couple of mortars. I would really just rather have a couple mortars rather than set up too many different cannon towers. There's ones here. Oh good, they're taking one more lap. I thought we were doomed. We're doomed. Money. Give me the funds. Whew. That was a little close. Oh, cleared so many trees. I'm just gonna have to sell some things when I have enough for the mortar. The only thing with a map like this is things are dying so fast at like all times that like you have little time to upgrade your towers. I keep getting this crick in like my neck and just like the left. It's only stiff on the left. So I think it must be, I tend to sleep on like my right side. I think that's the problem. But then I like deliberately don't do that and it doesn't seem to do anything. Close to mortar tower number 1. I honestly don't remember at all what the upgrades are for the ice tower. I don't even remember if they're worth it. I'm pretty sure they are, but... What if you just build like only ice towers and be okay on this one? Like, they're more for slowing down than doing damage, but they do damage. I think I might want one mortar tower for this. Yeah. So you sit, if you have one of your arms higher than the other, put strain on the muscle. Really? I'm like sitting with my left arm on my desk, and my other arm on my leg right now. I don't know if that would do things. I tend to put my arms on my table. I don't know if that would cause issues. So of course now hyper cognizant of that. I'd never heard of that, but yeah, maybe. So you gotta love the mortar tower. So good. I even have like a fancy, what are those, Aeron chairs? At least at home. I've got a fairly standard thing at work. It's not terrible, but it's a standard work chair. I don't know why my more offices don't go for like, you know, more decent chairs. It's like having to pay. Well, I guess the insurance pays more than the company, but having to pay for like one person with like a screwed up back is gonna pay for like a lot of chairs. But these chairs aren't really that. There's always display models of these chairs that you can get for like half off, and they have some like minor cosmetic scratching that, let's be real, you would have done yourself at some point or another. So that's mine's a display model. It's perfectly fine. It's got some scratches. I own a cat. It was gonna get scratches anyway. It's yeah. I like these maps so you can kind of build some good coverage in like a limited area and just watch the destruction happen. That guy's butt is still on fire. It's the one guy that escaped the freezing. Also, I really like this game. Excuse me. This game doesn't do that thing where like your fire and ice towers like cancel each other out and stuff. It's like what would really happen if you like froze a thing and then heated it up really fast. It's gonna take more damage because of the stress. That's why if you've ever broken something in your sink, like if you take like a hot coffee cup, probably gonna need more heat than a coffee. But if you take like a really hot thing and you pour cool water on it, that's why it breaks. So if you ever like washed something straight from the oven and it shattered, yeah, that was why. Which is why you don't do that. Okay, these make me nervous. There's a lot of these buggers. And they make... Oh, I don't have enough gems. I kind of want another mortar tower. I hate when you bump into things because then you're stuck for a second. Yeah, the crabs are coming. I really don't like the crabs. We're gonna need more mortars. It's so weird that crabs, of all things, are like one of the most defensive enemies. Because they're like defensive but fast. They're like shielded spiders. Conspiracy theory thread. Crabs are just shielded spiders. The liberal media is lying to you about crabs. They're not a real thing. I mean, it's not even that wrong. Like, they got the right amount of legs. So, obviously, same thing. I guess I should build another ice tower. I love watching these things go. Cat really loves that yogurt. I guess there's milk products, so that'll be why. Alright, I need to upgrade this. Oh my god, what? No, 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 no. Who told you you could just make a beeline like that? Excuse you. No beelines. No, no, no. We do not make the bees here. Speaking of bees. Maybe some bees. Perhaps some additional bees will help the situation. What's this? A frosty picnic woefully underpopulated by bees? No, get the bee. Get. Oh. Shit! Oh no! I hate these fucking crabs. I hate these crabs! Shit. Oh, that was like the second to last wave. See, now no motivation to do anything. Because it's gonna die. I might lose some more things, but it's gonna die, so whatever. That sucks. I should have built that bee tower earlier. I don't think that second or that third mortar really helped that much. Yeah, the crabs are the absolute worst. Because they're so fast, and they take a lot. There's that frosty boy again. Excuse me. See, if a select few enemies on this map take a shortcut, and it's really frustrating. And I don't tend to have too much stuff built up here, because it doesn't end up hitting things most of the time. Yeah, I think building a bee tower earlier might have helped that a lot. I mean, they do taste good, yes. Been a while since I had. Well, I guess I've had small bits of crab. I haven't had a big. Actually, I don't know if I've ever had like a whole crab. I've had a whole lobster, but I think I've only had lobster once too. It was good, but it wasn't like. It was this like super fancy, like best place in Maine kind of situation. I don't know about best, but it was like supposed to be some manner of famous. It was like it was good, but like. I don't ever find like famous foods like, you know, as good as told to be. I would be like the worst like food show contestant. I'd be like, oh, it's pretty good. Pretty good out of 10. That'd be the mild Gordon Ramsay. I'd be like, yeah, it's alright. It's pretty good. That would be a hell of a cooking show. Just somebody who's like, at most mildly impressed, and at most mildly disappointed. Just, you know, get Jerry from Rick and Morty to review all foods. But human food, I like it. All right, I think that. Excuse me. I think that's the stream for today. I don't know what is up with my cough. Like certain. Words like set it off, but it's like fine 99% of the time, and then it's like what I'm but I don't know. I still like my Bowser like shield thing. But yeah, that's Pixeljunk Monsters 2. Probably not what most people were hoping for from like a sequel, like in terms of leap of gameplay. It's kind of. It's almost a Yumi Nikki situation where it's like a enhanced redo, but like not really like Yumi Nikki, but I don't know. It's good, but maybe if you would expect like full sequel quality improvement over the original, which I'm not sure if that's even reasonable considering how good the original was, but if they could fix some of the dumbness caused by the 3D. I think it's a worthy second game. It's a little bit light on levels, but I think it does things well. I was hoping for more towers. Other than the 3D-ness fucking with the gameplay, I think the lack of new towers, like all the towers, they do a lot of stuff with the towers, and it's hard to come up with a new tower that's not just gimmicky or a reskin of another tower, but I was hoping for at least one. And I really don't think the fruits add much to the equation. Oh, Bethesda thing started. Yeah, I'm not even watching E3 this year. I'm sorry to say. I'll probably catch Sony and Nintendo's conferences, but otherwise I'm not really keeping up with the whole rigmarole. Alright. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. And next week, I don't know what I'll be streaming, but I'll do like an announcement video. And maybe some Wednesday Dwarf Fortress. Maybe that'd be a good Wednesday chill stream sort of replacement. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I'm sure I'll find something for this next weekend, but I just don't know what yet. So, see you next stream.